is Tia Palmer, and yes, I'm a local in the area over on the east side, and I've been with the company for a couple years. Wait, I think I'm supposed to show you my picture. That's what Julie said. Oh yeah, I'm talking about self-confidence. You guys don't even know what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about confidence, which is the ultimate key to success. That's what I believe. So here we go. That is me. Yes, I've been with the company since January 2014. I hit Black status in April 2014, and actually that will be 2 years. 2 years this month. So I love this business. Prior to that, I was a photographer working with a magazine for over a year. I was sick and tired of it. I was drained, and I need something new to do. My friend, my sponsor, Kendra, who's also Black status. Here's the thing. People say this market's oversaturated in this area. We literally have 2 homes between us, and we are Black status in our whole neighborhood. So don't ever say that this market's saturated at all, because it's definitely not. So anyway, so now here I am. She was blasting Facebook with all these eyeball pictures, and I was like, what is this mascara? So I jumped on board, and that was it. Never done direct sales before, so it's totally new for me. And I remember I'd come to Kendra and I'd say, I don't know, these people are saying they want to sign up. What do I do? And she's like, sign them up. It was pretty funny, because I just thought I'd sell mascara to my friends and all would be good. So anyways, the reason why I want to talk about confidence is because when I hit Black status, I had a lot of people ask me over the months, how did you get to Black status? And I was always dumbfounded by the answer, or what I could give them, because I was like, well, I book parties, I share products, sell products, and I talk about the opportunity. And so whenever people would ask me that, I just said to myself, there's got to be something more that they want to hear. And I didn't know what the answer was until after working with so many team members over the time. And I realized that it was that it was confidence that was really the key. So I'm sorry, I'm a note person, because I'm nervous up here. So we are going to keep going on. So anyways, over time I realized that it was confidence. And what is our job as a presenter? Our job is to make products look attractive. Our job is to make the opportunity look attractive. And guess what? People are attracted to confidence. People are attracted to confidence. So, hey, you've got to make these things look awesome, right? So, God, you guys are nervous. So, if you by nature are someone that tends to shrink back and say, ooh, I'm too scared, I'm a little bit nervous, then that's going to be really hard attracting people to your business. So, I bet there's a lot of you out that are saying, because confidence is hard, and you're out there saying, but I don't really have the confidence, I'm too shy, I don't have it in me. But think about it. What if I told you that you actually do have it in you? You do have it in you. You just have to learn to peel back the layers so your truth can come forward and your confidence can be heard. Because I don't believe none of you do not have an ounce of confidence in you. Because no one joins direct sales just to, just to wing it. I don't know what I'm going to do. People join direct sales because there's a little bit inside you that believes you can do that. So you've got to find that little part of you that believes you can do this business, because that is what's going to get you moving forward in this business. And so if you do not believe in yourself, if you don't have faith in yourself, if you do not have love in yourself in this business, I'm sorry to say, but this business will eat you alive. Sales, that's a tough job when people say no, and you guys all know that because we all get told no all the time. Hey, I'd love to talk to you about a product. Nope, not interested. And then you're like, oh, man, it's the worst feeling, right? So you've got to have, I don't want to say a tough skin, but you've got to believe that you can do this job. So, let's see, oh my gosh. So also, nobody is going to have the confidence in this business except for you. No one is going to believe in your business except for you. So again, flipping slide. So again, you've got to be in charge of your confidence. So when you put out that tone that you're confident, people are going to pick up on it. But when you put out that tone of, ooh, I'm not really sure what I'm doing, people are also going to pick up on that. And those people, they're called haters. And haters suck. Haters suck. Because we all have haters, right? And haters love to prey on those of you who have a lack of self-confidence. They're the ones that are going to say, you know what? This business isn't going to work for you. You're not going to make any money at this business. They are going to take you down. And when they take you down, well, actually what it is they're actually jealous of you. And when they take you down, the best thing you can do, smile and wave. Don't actually let them take you down. But just smile and wave, right? That's what Sherry Owen Brown says. Smile and wave, let it go, don't get into their cesspool, don't take the bait, don't do anything. Just learn to let it go. So I'm going to be talking about this gadget. The tall poppy syndrome. Has anyone ever heard of this before? I don't understand why it's called a tall poppy, and if anyone knows, please tell me, because this term has no reference to a flower whatsoever. But the tall poppy syndrome is basically a term given to the act of discrediting a person, typically a woman, who has achieved visible success. Basically, that means somebody is jealous of you. So if you think about it, when you go to the beach and you put a whole bunch of crabs into a bucket, and you go with your kids and do that, there's always a few crabs at the top. And then there's the crabs at the bottom that are always pulling that crab down. That basically, in the business world, that means if I can't have it, neither can you. So you're going to come across these jealous people throughout your business. And like I said, just smile and wave and learn to let it go. So unfortunately also, this is just the unfortunate side of human nature. But here's the deal. Also with this, sometimes our business is really, really hard. Sometimes we're having a hard time selling products. Sometimes we're having a hard time having people hostess parties. Sometimes we're having a hard time people joining the business. And if you are doing that, it's going to have really hard time on your confidence. You're going to be really struggling. So, it's my mental muscle, right? This confidence is a mental muscle. This right here, my bicep, this is a strength muscle. If I want this big and strong and defined, what do I have to do? I have to go to the gym. I have to work out. I have to listen to Rob. I have to clean eat, right? I can't just sit in a chair and hope that this muscle gets big. No, I have to work on it. And just like your confidence, your brain, you have to have a healthy habit of maintaining and flexing that muscle. And a lot of that comes down to personal development work. And I don't know if you guys are like me, but when I joined, I surely did not think I'd be working on personal development. I didn't think I was really ever a part of this business. I just thought, we sell products and that is it. I mean, how many of you thought you'd be working so much on personal development in this? Okay, there's like nobody. Okay, one. She must have done this kind of business before. Because for me, I was like, what? They want us to read like Brene Brown and all these books that are so uplifting, and I didn't understand why. I was like, how does that have anything to do with selling products? Well, there's a lot to do about selling products, like I said earlier, because once you have to establish your sense of self-worth, it's going to be a lot easier for you to put yourself forward in this business. So, gosh, you're moving fast. Wait, is that what's counting down, not up? Oh, darn it. I was like, oh, I already spoke for 20 minutes. This is wonderful. All right, I was having a brain fog for a second. I thought, maybe I don't remember anything that I've said. So here's the thing. So do you think I felt confident? Clearly not standing up here, right? No. When Julie said, could you please speak? I was like, oh no, Julie, no, I'm not really qualified to do that. I don't really want to talk to all these people. She's like, please, you would do so great and encouraging, said all these lovely things. But it was really, really hard for me because I didn't feel, I admit, 100% qualified. But what I had to do was I had to envision myself. I had to envision myself as a strong, confident woman. That's kind of hard when you are nervous as heck up here, right? So what did I have to do? I had to channel Melanie Huscroft because I was like, well, that is a strong, confident woman right there. And I had to envision myself minus the height, minus the long dark hair, and heels and long, lean legs. That is not me. But I had to picture myself as Melanie because it's so difficult for me, but I knew she goes up there and she exudes that confidence like no other. Those of you that have been to convention, she just rocks it up there. It's like no other. She just saunters the stage and says what she says, and there's no stumble or anything like that. So those of you that are out there that are maybe white status, yellow, pink, or blue status, you might ask yourself, well, what is it that I want to be in this business? What are your aspirations? Maybe for you, it is to be an elite or an exclusive leader. And you might say to yourself, that is exactly what I want to be in this business. Well, I encourage you to start acting and thinking like a leader. On my team page, I mean, you guys are, most of us, probably all of us are on the Pacific time zone. So when the East Coast girls, they've been up talking for like 5 hours, and sometimes I get to my team page. Fortunately, this has not happened in a very long time. Those girls have been talking for hours, and sometimes there are some threads that go crazy. And I love when I have one of those gals that kind of just goes right in and kind of halts the conversation. She throws in that positivity. She says, go email support. No one here can help you. You know, she tells them exactly.
Get out of here.
Email support, right? So they go right in and they start helping out. And I love that about them because I'm like, those are our future leaders. Okay, so make sure I covered everything. Oh gosh, yeah, let's go back because this was important. So when I was talking about Melanie and about how I had to kind of channel her,
yes, that's my
I want
job.
to make it very clear that I'm not being fake. And there's a really big difference between being fake and faking it until you make it. Being fake means that you are being inauthentic and you're not being genuine. Faking it till you make it means I am being authentic and I am being genuine, but I might be learning to exude, like I am now, exude a bit more confidence than I really have inside. That is nothing the same as faking it or as being fake. And I kind of don't even like that word, faking it until you make it, but it is a term, so you gotta deal with it. All right, universal tips to boost your confidence. So if you are somebody out there that's struggling with personal development and also with confidence, I encourage you to focus on some of these universal tips. Find your tribe. We always talk about how you need to, surround yourself with the people that you want to learn from, that you want to be like. If you're super negative, you don't want to surround yourself with a bunch of negative people if your aspiration and your goal is to be positive. If I want to lose weight and start eating healthy, well, I'm not going to hang out with all the people that go to Taco Bell and McDonald's, right? So you've got to find your tribe of the people that love you and support you. Discover your talent. Everybody has a talent. Everybody has a talent. No one was born with no talent. There's got to be something in you that has a talent. And it doesn't necessarily need to be within this business. It could be, you could be a great cook. And it doesn't, again, we don't cook here in this unique business, but you have to, when you start to cook and you start loving cooking, and you know you're good at it, you are developing your self-worth. You're feeling passionate about something, and that makes you feel good. That makes you feel good. Denise on my team, she's probably shouting me out. Denise on my team, she is she's periscoping me.
Busted.
She is an awesome graphic artist. She's not a graphic artist by nature, but I don't even know how she comes up with these amazing graphics. But she does, and I love that she does that and shares these with people. I've got team members that are great writers, and they're funny, and they're witty, and they share their contents to help people learn to engage in these posts. It's not like, hey, check out my mascara, look at the link, picture, right? They learn to come up with all these fun, witty things. So I love it when people have all these talents and you're able to share it amongst the team. Read positive affirmations. Yes. I know some of you are like rolling your eyes. I know why are these the hardest things to do? These are the hardest things to do, and they shouldn't be. They should not be, because really, you're not walking out with a bullhorn saying, I love myself, I accept myself, I respect myself as I am. You're not yelling that out to anybody. You are telling yourself this. And if that is hard for you, gosh, you can say it in your brain. You can whisper it. Say it in the car. But the point is to say it, because truly, a lot of self-confidence, lack of self-confidence, comes with your belief in not believing in yourself. So read positive affirmations and accept yourself. Accept yourself. So this right here, you guys probably in the back can't see it, but if I had Haley's, you'd all be able to see this right now. You guys know what this is. So it's like a crystal. Some call it, I have a slide for this. Some call it a geode, and see, that's like Haley's. Haley has one probably that size, right, Haley? That's about right. So mine is small, and I love it. I absolutely love it. When we went to the Black Status Retreat in January, I had mine before that, by the way. We went to the Black Status Retreat in January. Tori surprised all the Wall of Influence earners with a mega one, and we were all like, oh, and they were gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But guess what? I love mine. I absolutely love mine. Even though it is small, it is beautiful and unique in its own way. there are so many facets in this that I will never discover. It's going to take time for me. There's all these different crevices. There's some kind of weird, I don't know what it is at the bottom of it, but there's something weird at the bottom of it. But there's so many different things about this crystal that I will discover as time goes by. And just like you have to remember, there's so many beautiful and unique things about you that people are drawn to. Your significant other chose you for a reason. You chose your significant other for a reason. So you have to remember there are individual characteristics about you and qualities about you that people love. You've got to find your tribe that loves that about you. You've got to find your talent and find the women or the men that will support you in it. You just have to accept yourself, because really, you guys, there's nothing wrong with any of us. We are absolutely beautiful the way we are. We're totally worthy. You just have to believe that you're worthy. You guys all remember this picture. I'm sure everybody's seen this, right? So raise your hand if you promoted this year in 2016. Yay! I love that. Congratulations. Now, you guys don't have to raise your hand for this one, but think to yourself, how many of you, maybe from August to December of last year, thought about quitting? You thought about quitting. Kids, okay, you raised your hand. Thank you. You can do that. I was like, well, I'm not going to make people admit that. But, you thought to yourself, you have kids, you have holidays, kids going back to school, stress, health, whatever your reasons are. We all have reasons on why we want to give up on things. So those of you that just raised your hand, or those of you that didn't but wanted to raise your hand, think to yourself, you would not be here today if you gave up when you did. If you gave up when you did. And think about what an amazing experience it is for you to be here now. It's like this picture. If you're on my team, you've seen this a good half a dozen times. The two dudes going for the diamonds. I always said it was gold. It's diamonds. They're gold diggers. So, gold diggers, that is funny. Yeah. So, right? You're the one at the top, the ones that kept going from 2015 into 2016. If you quit back then, you're that guy down there. It's going, I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to make it. I'm just going to give up, right? And those of you that haven't promoted yet, and some of you might be going, I'm coming to empower you today because I need some help in this business. Think about those handful of women that just raised their hand that said they wanted to quit. Because you could be one of those diggers too. You just have to wait to get there. And you have to think to yourself too. Sometimes in this business, you're like, but I've tried everything. Hold on, I don't have a slide for this, you guys. All right? No. Okay, so yeah, you have to keep on keeping on, because the surest way to fail in this business is if you decide to quit and throw in the towel. So I encourage you, please do not do that, because there's so many different things that you can do within this business to keep on keeping on. You sometimes might have to do things differently. And sometimes you have to work on personal development. I have some of the most awesome people that I work with, but sometimes they might seem a little bit rude. Haley's talking about Facebook, and I'm like, I go to their page and I'm like, yikes, I would not be posting that, but I know they are the most kind-hearted people, but maybe their approach isn't great. Maybe they're not as friendly. Maybe they're too salesy and too spammy, right? So you've got to think about how you are. And working on personal development is not bad. Like, I have this big basket full of books here. Big basket full of words. It doesn't mean I'm a weirdo, right? I'm not a self-help reader. I'm not sitting in a Barnes & Noble going, which self-help book is going to fix me now? No. I have never owned so many books about personal development until I came to uni. And there are some business ones in there because it is a big pile. If you guys need suggestions, come find me in my basket.
She is a weirdo.
Right? So, but yes, I am not a
love
weirdo,
her anyways.
because guess what? Our business relies heavily on interpersonal relationships. And if you are the one that comes across super negative, or if you are the one that comes off aggressive, buy this, join me, that is not going to work really well in our business, right? I'm chugging along. All right, what is our mission statement? What are the 3 words of our mission statement?
Empower and validate.
Oh, that was pretty, right? That sounds great. All right, so our mission statement doesn't necessarily mean it's for other people. It also means for us. And I don't know why I thought that our mission statement was just for other people. For so long, and then I was like, no, our mission statement is meant for us as well. We have got to learn to empower ourselves. We've got to learn to wake up and say, like Haley was talking about, whatever your definition of empowerment is, you've got to learn to wake up and say, I am capable to do this job. I am awesome at this job. I am going to sponsor. I'm going to be a leader. You've got to empower yourself. And the same thing goes with validation. Please do not, uplift yourself. I'm going to do uplift first. Yeah, you've got to learn to uplift yourself. Please do not say the words that you want to say. I'm never going to book another party. No one wants to do another party with me. I suck at parties. I suck at making videos, because that is the worst thing you can do to yourself and your psyche. Do not self-deprecate. Would you think, I would never tell my son, hey Jack, you know what? You're really short and you're not quite so fast, so football would not be good for you, right? I would not say that to him. Nor to my daughter and say, Kate, wow, you are really clumsy, a little overweight. I really don't think like ballet would work for you. That would be the rudest thing to say to my kids. So why should I say it to myself, right? Why should I say it to myself? So there's a post I made on my team page, I don't know, maybe it was like 4 or 5 months ago. And I honestly, when I made this post and created it, I thought, no one's going to reply to this. I don't even know why they replied to this. And it was a black and white picture of a little girl on a bench. And basically, the end-all question is, what's holding you back? And I was like, no one's going to answer that. That's a little too personal. But I'm not kidding you. Message, comment, 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 comment. And I was overwhelmed. I was actually in tears so many times reading these, because women were saying, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not young enough, I'm not great at videos, I'm overweight. They had so many messages, and I sat to myself and I had tears in my eyes, because I was like, I didn't want to open up this can of worms, and I really don't know how to reply to everybody. But it broke my heart that so many people were saying these messages about themselves and holding them back, right? So we've got to learn to be kind to ourselves and validate ourselves. Validation means that we're worthy, that we're beautiful, that we're amazing, that we are fully capable to do this job. So the mission statement has everything to do with our business, and it doesn't matter what you know about the opportunity. It doesn't matter what you know about attraction marketing. It doesn't even matter what you know about social marketing, social media, or anything like that. If you don't have the confidence in yourself, or you can't even believe that you can do it, if you can't fake that confidence enough, then you're going to have a really hard time in this business. It's going to be a lot of trouble to be successful. So there is a couple stories I want to share. The first one, So the first one is, I had a presenter that wanted to sign up, and she was one of my personally sponsored. And I thought, when I was talking to her on the phone, she called me a couple times saying, I want to join. And then she was like, but I don't really think I can do it. And I was like, what? I will say your name's Jane. I was like, Jane, you know what? Listen, I would love to have you join my team, but I don't want you to sign up if you can't believe that you can do this job. Because one, it's going to be really hard for me to help or train her all along the way. You have to believe that you have something in it. So I actually told her, I said, come back, because I said I would love to have you as a member of the team, but I want you to have more faith and belief in yourself. So we talked about it a little bit, and she did come back, and she still worked in the business, sponsored people, hit Fast Start recently, and I love that about her. The other person on my team, she was a personally sponsored, and she struggled. The girl, it broke my heart. She worked so hard at this business, posting videos, or VIP page, did everything, right? She followed the books, the rules, whatever you want to call it. She did everything, and she's like, Tina, I don't know what more I can do. She's like, I'm just going to give up. I can't do this. And every time I started cluing in, talking to her, I was like, God, she's so negative. She doesn't have any ounce of belief in herself. So I told her, before I tell you what I told her, do not go back to your Black Status presenter and say, well, Tina told me that I can tell people to take a month off, because I do not want to hear that. But I told her, because she is my personally sponsored, I told her to take a month off. I said, guess what? Take a month off from your business, and let's talk about this in a month. But what we did is I gave her a book to read, and I actually gave her a book. Oh, it's The Gifts of Imperfection. You guys know that one? This one. I told her to read this book by Brene Brown, The Gifts of Imperfection. Let Go of Who You Think You're Supposed to Be and Embrace Who You Are. This is a really, really good book. So since she was my personally sponsored, I could tell her to do all this. But what I did, we set up a couple post-crons, posted on our VIP page, and then we read this book together for the month. And I checked in with her. Every Thursday afternoon, we had a call. And she knew, she started to know, because I was like, hey, let's call her Jane again. I said, hey, Jane, I said, you know what? How far along are you in this book? And she's like, oh, I'm on chapter 5. Well, I'm reading it too, and I'm taking notes. I was like, what did you think about when she said this? And she's like, oh, I am not reading. So I was like, listen, come on, let's really read this book. And I was sharing her some of these things. We had like our own little book club between us. And guess what? She came back. She was a white status presenter at the time. She came back. She hit yellow. She hit pink. Fortunately, she's no longer in the business because she has stuff going on in her family. But the point is that she came into this business with no confidence. And now I'm just happy that she left with some ounce of confidence. I love that we could have this conversation together. And, oh, I have 3 minutes, okay. So I know, here's the thing too. Again, this goes back to the whole shy piece. Because I know people are like, but there's no way I can talk to a stranger. There's no way, right? And again, it comes down to the fact that I truly believe that there's you're using that as fear. You're using that as fear that is holding you back. Because there is something in you, like I said a little bit ago, there is something in you that made you sign up. And when you signed up, you had to have had a little bit of a belief that you could do this. You did not sign up and say, I'm going to suck at this, so I'm just going to give them $99. I'm going to try to sell something. No, there's something in you that believed, and it could be really small, but you've got to find that little bit of something in you. You've got to feed it. You've got to nourish it. Do personal development work. You're not alone here. You don't have to announce it to the world. I'm doing personal development this month. I need to meditate, but yeah, like Rob said, that's a good thing to do. But you know, don't announce it. Don't be fearful of it. So that is it. Oh, wait, I want to say one really quick thing about the positive. This is a cute app. That's okay. You can still come up here. So the positive affirmations I was talking about, there's this super cute app called Think Up. Think Up. I actually don't know if you have to pay for it. It might be 99 cents or $1.99. But there are actual positive affirmations in here, and you can record your voice. And the thing just when I'm doing makeup in the morning, it just repeats it to me. It's my voice. And you know, I could say, I'm grateful for the good in my life. I deserve to be happy and loved. I choose to think thoughts that make me feel good. There's so many. I mean, there's ones about success and wealth in here too. So check out the Think app. I love it. Or Think Up app. When you're doing your makeup, it'll just talk to you. Why not, right? That's it.